Today we have here the Stella Acedeck S1. This is the board that is the downhill little short board that is from the S series, from Acedeck series here. I'm looking forward to this one. So quick overview. I actually rode this one out in Vegas. So when we were at Eastgate Con in Vegas, Craig Taylor, Scott Davies, and myself, Acedeck sent us all 3 different boards, and the Stella Ace 1 was out there, and I actually got to play with this thing out there for about a week or so. And then after the fact, we got to bring it home from Las Vegas. We put a bunch of miles on this thing. Now, this is by far incredibly powerful, incredibly agile, and incredibly stable for a series board. I mean, downhill racing for me, I grew up on a traditional longboard skateboard, and I loved going downhill, carving, I love stability, and it was one of those things. Now being able to have all that packaged into this series along with brakes, it's a fantastic touch. I mean, if you're not someone who is used to sliding or something like that, this series is definitely one of the better, if you will, in stability and ability. Now I am on the 90mm. Great brakes too, seriously great brakes. I'm on their 90mm soft, squishy wheels. But this thing, it's just crazy stable. You got some great carves, but as far as stability, absolutely insane. And top end speed. I mean, all of the factors above, this thing is just super fun to rip around on. Let's check this thing out. So, it says I'm doing 20 miles an hour right now. $31 miles an hour right now. That's insane. Just 31 miles an hour on a short board, shorter board, is nuts. Truly do love this thing. There, first turn there. But let's go ahead and see what that says. So that was 31 miles an hour on the remote here. Remote speeds tend to vary as far as like actual true time. So what's up, guys? The fun looks you get when you're on a skateboard here. Now, the downhill style board tends to lead for great flare, locks you in these foot pockets on this deck here. Let's go ahead and rip it. "28, 29, 29 miles an hour. 29 miles an hour with no hesitation whatsoever. I love it. I love the feeling of this thing. 28 miles an hour on a shortboard, guys. Moly cell battery pack inside of here, crazy amp ESC. I'll put all the configurations on here as well too, but this thing is just stupid power, stupid stability, stupid carvability. 29 miles an hour on a shortboard, and quick too, just off the line power. And super strong brakes. Ready? We're doing 20, 3, 2, 1. Gotta really hunker back. You're sliding out. I actually snapped the belt on this thing because I braked too hard. This is my second belt on one of these wheels, but yeah, you don't, from 20 down to 0, you don't have to worry about this thing at all. And going uphill, do a little uphill test here. No issue, not even full throttle, no issue. Now those 90mm wheels, you'll feel the bumps, you'll feel the cracks. You gotta have to derail yourself there a little bit. A little hippity hop over those big bumps. But it's so much fun. So much fun and just so stable. Again, the strong brakes. And just super fast, stable. Now this is just kind of my first impressions with the board on video. Obviously I've had an insane amount of time on this board due to Vegas. Actually on the tripometer here, it's 57 miles. I didn't put 57 miles on this thing. It was kind of like a group board when we were out in Vegas. So between Scott, Craig, Thomas, one of the guys that was actually out in Vegas as well too, he rode this through Red Rocks. I don't have any footage of that, but he rode it through Red Rocks. He literally took this thing through Red Rocks, up the top of the hill, on the end back down, and it survived the entire ride. It was actually really cool to see that. So it is definitely a range beast for a shortboard series. I mean, power is insane. And the other thing too, the custom CNC kicktail plate. I love it. I love that it's there. It's a great handle. It's, for me, I'm never gonna stand like this. I'm never gonna put my foot back here. Maybe, no, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I don't need it. The foot wheel wells that are on the front here, that's where I'm designed to put my feet. It's designed for me to hold my foot in my pocket there and then be able to really hunker down. And especially when I'm going in like the downhill mode, like I'm just gonna put my foot right there so I can be able to grab that toe, be able to kick this back wheel out if I want to. It really is just a nice feel overall. The one thing that I do say, one of my biggest gripes with this board it's a beautiful looking board, beautiful looking deck. The front nose gets completely banged up when you're picking this thing up. So what I mean by that, stop. You're like, oh cool, let me go ahead and pick this thing up. You're hitting the ground. And you can see it on there. It's gotten whacked a couple times. The paint's peeling off of it. The gray finish on this thing is peeling off of it. So that's kind of a bummer in that sense. But still puts a smile on my face. Now these trucks, reverse kingpin, super nice bushings inside there too. Just tight. The board feels tight and stable. Tight and stable. If I had to choose a few words for it, it's tight and stable. The carving, just look, just hit these carves, no problem whatsoever. Fun fact too, I took this on the track at Eastgate Con because I was like, oh, let me see if I can rip this thing around. I almost think I probably would have gotten a faster time on this board than I did on the Aries, and I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, but I think it's because I was able to really get low on this thing and get better cornering when it came to the corners on the Eastgate Con, because those short track cornering, it was really letting me get much lower and be able to like really hunker down and be able to kick that thing out. So maybe if I rode this, I would have been classed up into sportsman class, which I really would have died at that point. But it's just a fun ride, guys. So I can't thank Acedeck enough. Absolutely fantastic board. I'm gonna do a much more in-depth review, much more further like range test, downhill run, all that fun jazz with this board. So stay tuned. We're gonna have some other boards coming from Acedeck as well too. Until next time, guys, always wear a helmet.